Hello there. So today we are going to see longest palindrome substring. So there are 5 different solutions for this problem. A lot of videos are there explaining the dynamic programming solution. So here we are going to see a better solution than dynamic programming, that is expand range or expand from middle solution. So before getting into the solution, let's go through what is the problem statement says. So we are given an input string yes, and we have to send the output string, which is the longest palindrome substring. So what is a palindrome string first of all? So for example, if you take the word B A B A D, so here if you consider the word B A B, if you reverse the word again it will be a BAB. So this is a palindrome. In this word we have another substring which is a palindrome, which is ABA. Again if you reverse the word it will become ABA. So we have two possible solutions. Sending either one is fine. So generally how we do this in brute force. So considering this variable BABAD, so first we'll check B and then BAB and then goes like this. Again we move to the next pointer. It will be like AB, ABA, AB, ABD, and it goes for each and every character the same way. So if you consider this solution, the time complexity of a brute force algorithm is order of n cube, as it has to iterate for each and every character the complete loop. So what could be the better solution? So we are going to see a solution which is of time complexity order of n square. So now how do we find a string is palindrome or not? So for example, take our string BABAD. So we just keep a pointer here and at the end of the string and compare whether these two strings are equal or not. And then if they are equal, then move the pointer towards the middle. And again we check whether these two characters are equal or not and come back to the middle. So there is another point of view to do the same comparison to check whether the string is a palindrome or not. So consider this string. Now we are going to compare the string from the middle of it. For example, in this string the middle character is D. Now from D we are going to check whether the next character at the right and left are equal or not. If they are equal, then move on to the next string, the next character to it. Now B and B are equal, and again A and A are equal. So this is another method of checking whether a string is palindrome or not. So in this example we have a middle element D, so it is quite easier for us to check from the middle element from the next characters are equal or not. What if there is no middle element? Consider this example that is without a middle element. So now this is completely an even string, that is it has 6 characters, so it is a complete mirror image of the other. So now in this example how do we check? So for that we're going to take the middle element as the two elements and compare these two, and then goes to the next element and then again the next element till the end meets the length of the string and the left pointer meets the 0, that is the beginning of the substring. So the method first we saw and this one are quite similar. So what is the difference? What is the difference in doing this way check than that? What is the advantage we have in our algorithm? If suppose we are going to iterate it from start to end, like going to check whether the string is a palindrome or not from start to end, then we will call a method like find palindrome the string starting index ending index. So it go through 2 for loops, that is to iterate from 0 to n and again a for loop from I to n, or however you want to scrutinize it, or 0 to n. So in our method we are just going to call the same method with arguments string comma midpoint. So in this case we are completely reducing one for loop. just a little shift in your thought will completely reduce one iteration itself. So let's go for a dry run and see how our program actually works. So in our example, we are going to consider each character, whether there is a possibility of that character being middle of a palindrome. So first I'm going to send A. So I'm going to check whether A is the middle of a palindrome. For that, my method checks whether next characters are equal or not. So in this case, there is no previous character to A, so the loop terminates. So again, I said two cases, whether a single character can be a middle or two characters can be a middle. So I'm going to check whether these A, B can be middle of a palindrome or not. So in case of A, B, it is going to check whether A and B are equal. No, they are not equal, so the loop ends. So next we are going to send B alone. So the next character to B is C, the previous character to B is A. It is going to check whether they are equal. No, they are not equal. So the next set I said is B, C. So it is going to send B and C. So B and C are not equal, so the loop terminates. So again, it is going to send C. So in case of C, the next characters are C and B. They are not equal, so the loop ends. So again, it is going to send C and C. So now this is our case. It is checking C and C are equal. So it iterates for the next loop. So the next it is B and B. Again it checks B and B are equal. Yes, it is equal. So again it checks the next character A and A. So from C to A, they are equal. So it reaches the length of the string and it reaches the 0th index. So the loop ends and calculate its length. So the length of the string is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So length of the string is 5. And the loop again go check for the word letter B. So for B, it is A and C. The characters doesn't match. And it is going to pass CB as the middle. So CB, it is going to be B and B. So if you check for CB, it is not equal. It terminates. So again, it comes to last character A. There is no characters left. Again here BA, no characters left, so the loop ends. So the maximum of all the length of possible substrings is 5. So our code is gonna return 5. So let's code it. So I have explained the inputs. Let's directly code it. So I'm gonna declare two public variables in substring start. This variable is going to determine wherever longest substring start, that is index of our longest substring. So that is this one longest substring length is the length of the longest substring. So at the end, what are we going to return? We are going to return string dot substring of where our substring start, comma substring where our substring start plus longest substring length. So inside our method, we are going to do basic checks like first let's declare a string length variable. And we are going to check basic checks like is less than 2, then return string. And as I said, we're gonna loop our string to scan it. So we are going to check two cases here. So let me name my method as expand range, and inside that we are going to send string and the middle element. So if the length of the string is odd, then the middle element is going to be same or single element. So I'm going to send I comma I. If our length is even, then there gonna be two characters as our middle. So that will be I and I plus 1, its next character. So yes, so our main method is done. We are now going to write our expand range method. So we are going to declare our two pointers. That is where our iteration is going to start. That is the middle of the substring. So the loop goes like this. The begin is greater than 0 because we are going to iterate it from middle to 0 and middle to end. End is less than and another condition is the character at begin should match the character at end. Sorry, yes. So if the condition satisfies, that is both the strings or characters are same, then we're gonna iterate and check the next character. So yes, now it is clearly done. We are just iterating and checking whether the characters are matching or not. So at the end, so if it is matches, then the pointers move and the value of begin and end change. In that case, we are going to calculate the length. So here we are going to check if already we have our longest substring length. So we are going to check if the longest substring length is less than the current length of the substring. Whichever substring is passed, we are going to check which is greater. The old length is greater or the new substring passed is greater. N minus begin minus 1. So if the length is greater, the current length is greater, then we are going to assign the substring start. This is where the substring, new substring starts. Is equal to begin plus 1. And our new substring length is n minus begin minus 1. Yes, every time it checks whether this is the longest length or not, and if that is the longest length, then it assigns the new value for the start and the new length, and it goes and call the method for every possible substring. Let's run. Okay. Should I need a mistake? Yes. Okay. I had done few spelling mistakes. I have corrected them as I saw in compiler error. So let's execute.